Us now, and the man Gary Al Smith brings us what's happening in the world of sports. Hi, Gary.
Hello, Jifa.
Araba.
Hey!
It's all good. It's all good. But I've been following the real games, and our swimmer, what's his name, Abeku, swam today. He did pretty well.
Yeah, he did well.
He did pretty well. I was quite impressed.
But there are a lot of people who are saying that look, that pretty well does not cut it.
No, but this is our first time entering the swimming, competition, isn't it?
Yes.
So I mean, you have to start somewhere.
Right, and he's only 16 as well.
Yes, exactly.
He's basically a kid.
Yeah. So what's in sports?
That will review how he did in the pool today and why he did not qualify. I'll explain why he did not qualify, and then we look ahead to some of the other events at the Olympics, and the English Premier League is starting.
Right.
We'll start to look ahead to it as well.
Okay, take it away.
Right, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us on the Sports on Prime. Forgive my calling her Jifa. I always mix the names even in the newsroom. Ghanaian athletes Abeku Jackson became the first Ghanaian to be in the pool at the Olympic Games, but he was unable to go forward. He was eliminated after finishing 6th in the 50-meter freestyle. Abeku had the hopes of a lot of people because there had been a lot of hype around him, together with some of our other individual athletes like Sandra Chogedi in the judo and others as well. Unfortunately, his 6th place finish in the heat meant that he was not one of the 8 finalists to be able to make it to the end. Don't forget that even though he's 16 years and we are saying that it is a good start for him, it was only yesterday that another 16-year-old won gold in the 100-meter freestyle. So some may say it is not an excuse, but well, sometimes it's just about context, and you have to understand the way these things work. And don't forget also that Michael Phelps, who today we are celebrating as one of the greatest Olympians of all time, was 15 years when he first went into the pool at the Olympics at Sydney in 2000. So other Africans were also in action. South Africa, they are always doing it, aren't they? But this time we are focusing on North Africa. 3 athletes from that side of the continent have made the continent proud at the Games. Let's review how it's gone.
Sarah Ahmed achieved something last night that no Egyptian woman has ever done. She stood on an Olympic medals podium, and she did so after winning Egypt's first Olympic weightlifting medal in nearly 70 years. Well, just minutes after Ahmed's success, another weightlifting medal came along. Mohamed Mahmoud lifted Egypt's second weightlifting medal in the men's 77-kilogram category. He later shed tears on the podium. And on what was Africa's most successful night of the Games so far, Tunisian fencer Ines Boubakri achieved yet more history. She became the first African woman to win an Olympic fencing medal.
Now, the question you ask is, why are all these Africans seeming to do well, and especially in fencing? But the answer is simple, really. It's because of where they train. And yesterday, if you watched the polls, I was having the debates and the analysis with Francis Abana about the fact that it's high time we took our athletes outside the country, because otherwise they can't be doing that. The lady you just saw, finally, before it came to me, who won the fencing medal, schools at, guess where? Stanford in the USA. If you don't school in one of these elite schools, it's not going to happen. The Nigerian who also won silver in her events also schools at Oxford University in the United Kingdom. So where you train actually counts. In the boxing, I can tell you that just before I walked into the studio, the other Ghanaian who was supposed to be in action, Abdul Wahid, in the 56-kilogram bantam weight boxing, also lost. So the 2 athletes who have competed today for Ghana have all lost. And overall, Kaya Forsen, Sandra Chogedi has also lost their various events. But in other more positive news in boxing, Richard Comey, who is not at the Olympics, has vowed to beat Robert Easter after receiving a donation from the Ghana Boxing Authority ahead of his bout.
Well, he's also an unbeaten and he's a prospect. He's a very good boxer. But, you know, I've had 25 fights. I'm older than him, so I'm taking everything to the ring and to yes, it is God that gives victory. And I've been working so hard and I've been praying to God to give me victory because I know only victory comes from God. And, you know, if there's going to be a knockout, then I'm the one going to knock him out. Other than that, there's no way he's going to knock me out and there's no way he's going to win. And definitely, if there's going to be a knockout, then I'm going to knock him out, which is a bonus from God. But I'm going to win and bring this title to this country. Just willing to die for this country. You understand what I mean? Because this is not an easy task. It's a big task for me. And I'm representing my whole country. So, you know, sometimes you feel like you need to go out there. Like it's like giving my life to it. And whatever happens, I'm only sharing the tears. And whatever happens, I thank God. And it's also a sign of victory.
You saw the donation. I mean, did you notice the number of crates of eggs there? If they are supposed to be for him and he's going to eat all those eggs before the fight, yikes. Anyway, to football, and Asante Kotoko have gotten yet another sponsor. This one is an insurance sponsor, and it's Hollard Insurance, who have announced a new partnership with the Porcupine Warriors. Here's Linda Odro, the CEO of the company.
The goals and outcomes of this partnership between Hollard Ghana and Kumasi Asante Kotoko are directly aligned with Hollard's corporate social responsibility program. Hollard Ghana believes that this partnership will ensure continuous flow of revenue to the club to fund its operations and projects. Supporters of Asante Kotoko are not left out. They are the key actors in ensuring the success of this partnership. Anytime a supporter buys an insurance policy from Hollard, they contribute financially and directly to their dear club. With a shared goal in mind, a collective sense of direction, a commitment to achieve excellence, just as in the game of football, where the main goal of the team's formation is to win the game, this partnership is delivered to achieve exactly that. Win the game of financial empowerment of all Ghanaians. Our partnership with Kumasi Asante Kotoko will ensure a triple win for the partners. Kumasi Asante Kotoko will win, the supporters will win, and Hollard Ghana will win.
I tell you what, you know, she said anytime you buy an insurance package from the company, you contribute to Kotoko. If Israel were here on the news today, I'm sure he would have had something to say about that, being a Heart of Oak fan. But speaking of the Kotoko, Michael Osei, their coach, says he believes they are still in the title race, even though it's been a difficult last couple of weeks.
We are ever prepared. We are prepared very well, and then it's an important game on Saturday because we are still in the race at the top, so we need to get a good result. So we are prepared very well. I've known them for this season and then for last season too. I think they are a very good side with a good technical team headed by Coach George Lamite. So it's going to be an interesting game. So we need to do extra effort so that we can get a good result on Saturday. Our chances still on course, so we need to work very hard, especially on the coming game on Saturday. We need to get a good result so that we can still be on the race.
Okay, now Coach, how well do you know Liberty Professionals?
So they'll be playing Liberty Professionals on Saturday. Meanwhile, Techiman City will be playing Hearts of Oak, and striker for the Phobians, Cosmas Dauda, who has had quite a good season, must be said, says they are fully prepared for the team from the Brunei region.
Yeah, we are fully prepared. We had a bad previous game at Wafa. It was not good. We knew what our mistakes were. We knew our lapses, and as you could see from the training section, we worked about all those things, and we are going into this match with a positive run, and we believe we're going to come out with positive results. It's not an option, it's a necessity. This is our home ground. Anyone who comes here is supposed to feel us. And we are going into this game not with the previous performance, we are going in with a new performance. Every day comes with its own routine, and we are following it. As a professional footballer, you have to look towards tomorrow. Your previous game is as bad as it. So you lose, you come, win your next game. keep the momentum on. So that's how we're working.
Cosmos Dauda, ending the sport here. I'm Gary L. Smith. Get more on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and also on myjoyonline.com sports page. Catch you soon.